My name is Adam Tiffany. I am a senior sales engineer here at IS Squared, in charge of identity lifecycle and certificate lifecycle management. We'll touch on that here in a bit more. Today, we're talking about modern HCI for a digital data-driven world and what that means for the future of computing. Again, my name is Adam Tiffany, and I specialize, again, in identity and certificate management. I have a history in enterprise IT architecture, cybersecurity, and digital transformation with a particular focus on bringing innovative products to market. We offer advanced solutions in certificate lifecycle management, as I mentioned, identity governance, and hyper-converged infrastructure, which we're touching on today. In addition to my go-to-market focus, I'm a thought leader in the industry, contributing insights on challenges related to information security, including the complexities of manual certificate management and the importance of automating and maintaining a strong security posture. I'm a recognized voice in promoting the idea of zero trust architecture and how enterprises can achieve operational efficiency and security through integrated platforms. So what are we talking about today? It's the idea that the digital era is data first, and how HCI fits into that, and how the perimeter defense has moved more to a data-centric security model. We'll talk about why HCI is becoming more and more appropriate, and we'll talk on some vertical use cases here at the end. Again, we want to make this very conversational, so please feel free to enter questions into the chat if you like. We will have time at the end for some Q&A. But yeah, please let us know. But first, what is HCI? This is a hyper-converged infrastructure, a software-defined IT framework that integrates server compute, storage, and networking into a single platform. This seeks to eliminate the need for standalone hardware components by virtualizing these resources. Now, as we talk about key features and benefits of HCI, we're talking about this unified infrastructure again, this server and storage and networking on a single scalable solution. And this is all software defined. So we're talking about managing resources through software, enabling more automation and simplified management. And that's centralized management, enabling great scalability to incrementally meet growing needs of businesses and infrastructures. We're talking about simplifying IT operations. We're eliminating silos and centralizing management for the ease of management of these systems. We're seeking to enhance performance here through high availability and fault tolerance, through high availability clustering and failover. Typically, this is very cost efficient. We're reducing capital and operational expenditures through the consolidation of hardware and by leveraging virtualization. This ends up with a very flexible environment, supporting diverse workloads, including virtual environments, machines for remote workers, the idea of containers, and edge computing. Again, so this all seeks to provide a flexible, scalable, and cost-efficient infrastructure, empowering businesses to adapt to evolving digital demands while reducing complexity. And as we talk about current marketing trends that have led toward this HCI infrastructure, here in 2025, we're focusing on the idea of AI-driven management. This seeks to automate operations through machine learning, improving efficiency and reducing downtime. We do see a lot of edge and Internet of Things integration, where we're talking about edge computing with scalable, compact designs for remote environments. We see a lot of cloud native compatibility and seamless integration with these cloud environments, supporting an idea of the growing hybrid environment and multi-cloud strategy. As we're talking about a sustainability focus, we see where a lot of energy costs are being cut with energy efficiency, a reduction of power and cooling and space needing for all this compute need. The idea of enhanced security is more and more paramount, and we see a lot of built-in encryption, zero trust architectures, and real-time threat detection against cyber threats. The idea here is that the digital era is data first. And that means that as we talk about digital transformation, it's no longer about the infrastructure projects, it's about moving the data and using the data appropriately. And that data is everywhere. So typically we see it on the four walls, but now we see it more out of the core into the edge and into these cloud environments. And we need to be able to support those. Security does follow these environments, and we want to make sure we secure that data wherever it exists. And so the question is then, do you know where your data exists? Data is the heartbeat of business today. We see it as a growth driver, enabling analytics, businesses to gain valuable insights into customer behaviors, allowing businesses to tailor products and services in an evolving market, driving growth and efficiency. We do see a lot of business digital transformation. We see this accelerating across industries, providing powerful tools that seek to streamline operations, optimize inventory, and improve customer engagement, enhancing overall agility and responsiveness. We see the importance of digital trust, and this is with your customers, providing excellent security and integrity. We want to establish that digital trust for building long-lasting customer relationships and achieving success in this data-driven world. We see the idea of resilience and business continuity, whereas HCI will integrate backup, replication, disaster recovery. Businesses can enhance the resilience, safeguarding their critical data and maintaining continuous operations in the face of disruptions. We see innovation and competitiveness, embracing a data-centric, digitally transformed approach enables businesses to stay competitive, fostering innovation and ensuring sustainable growth. Now, as we talk about the problem space again, which has led up to this HCI type of infrastructure, traditionally it's been a lot of fragmented IT environments where the compute, the storage, the network, they're all individual systems, and they could be spread out in various locations. This leads to complex operations where we see a lot of manual provisioning, limited visibility, and inconsistent policies across the board. And we see growing cyber threats, ransomware, lateral movement once breaches have occurred, and compromised credentials leading to the loss of data, loss of critical data. We see a lot of regulatory pressure where we see compliance demands and poor audit readiness with a lot of legacy products that aren't ready to meet these compliance demands. The impact of that is operational inefficiency and escalating total cost of ownership. We see increasing of attack surface leading to a bigger breach risk. We see slow response times to business needs and an inability to scale across these newer public cloud environments. Now, as we've moved from our four walls defense to a data-centric security defense, we talk about the idea of traditional firewalls no longer being enough on their own to remain secure and data forward. And the truth is the data is mobile these days. So as we talk about increasing apps on the mobile devices within the infrastructure of the enterprises, we see a lot of virtual machines, Internet of Things, edge computing, hybrid cloud. The data does reside in a multitude of locations, and we want to be able to make sure we have a good handle on where that data is and how to secure it. And we need a shift. The idea of security must follow the data, and the idea of we have an identity-centric architecture, and this is increasingly true of zero trust networks as we want them to become identity-focused. This brings us to a unique IS² product known as Fabulix, and here we see a reference architecture for this product. Here in the middle of the screen, this is you can think of this as a traditional data center rack, where in our lower blue square we have the Fabulix nodes that are listed here. So this is our combined compute, storage, and networking needs. It's where we have a real big increase in IOPS performance because these infrastructures are so closely tied now, being software only. At the top there, you see the idea of top-of-rack switches and firewalls. This is because if you have redundant distributed environments, you want to be able to have switching and networking available to those with dedicated platforms. But the idea is that top of rack is not quite necessary for network needs. And if you have a smaller clusters, we can forego those. But traditional data center environments will look like this. We do see a number of hypervisor options with the Fabulix product, which is very important. You'll see the Hyper-V support for strong Microsoft shops. So we've got your support there. And the idea of Proxmox being a more open source solution. You'll see the idea of BMC and VLAN for out-of-band security management, which is very critical for the operation of the system. And the idea of disaster recovery and replication via what we call the Fabulix backup and disaster recovery solution. Now, as we look at Fabulix here, we start at the top here with the the hypervisor support. We work with you to decide what the best option would be. Then you'll see a couple other options which are internal to IS Squared, which really seek to finalize this idea of an integrated software platform. PKeyFx here at number 2, where we're focused on HSM enabled hardware for certificate lifecycle management. 3 here is the ORSUS integrated identity security suite, where we have integrated governance and access management, privilege management, directory services, everything identity related in one product. You have the idea of here at 4, the Fabulix Service Manager for a number of ticketing features and the like. And 5 here with the Fabulix Cloud Manager, where we enable the centralized management via what's called the Fabulix Fabric. Now, as we have introduced these two, I'll make a point to explain PKeyFx and ORSUS. So PKeyFx is your PKI management device. You can manage all your CAs, subsequent CAs, registered authorities. So you can hand out the SSL certificates, manage the life cycle of these certificates, all the way from authorization to provisioning, all the way through restriction if you need it. This is a fairly busy slide, so feel free to pause this video or take a screenshot where we're talking about the various use cases of ORSUS and PKeyFx and what those use cases mean to accomplish here. And then again, ORSUS provides centralized identity and access management across the Fabulix Fabric, enabling secure user, group, and role-based access control. PKeyFx enhances ORSUS by securing digital identities and access transactions with trusted digital certificates, creating a unified, compliant, and scalable digital identity and trust ecosystem. Now, as we talk about Fabulix here, there's a number of features here. Again, this is a busy slide, so feel free to pause this and review separately. But at the bottom here, we look at the Fabulix Fabric, which seeks to enable the centralized management over a carrier of your choice, leading us to the network services and the Fabulix Network Manager here with built-in software-defined networking. In terms of physical infrastructure, we'd look at Fabulix on-premise edge if you need to scale to remote locations, and the idea of Hyper-V and Proxmox being supported there, and a lot of VDI built in for these virtual environments. The Fabulix Edge here and the Fabulix Backup and DR are built-in hybrid services for disaster recovery should you need it. And then you have the Cloud Manager, which is the centralized control panel for deploying, managing, and scaling cloud-based services across hybrid edge and core environments. Toward the top, you've got your Fabulix Service Manager, which is an ITIL-based process manager platform for the incident change and request management. And then at the top, you have our newer feature, which is IS Connect. IS Squared Connect, unified services delivery platform that centralizes end user access to all IS Squared products, solutions, and services. This seeks to streamline how customers consume, manage, and interact with the offerings they purchase, delivering a seamless, consistent experience across the entire product and service lifecycle. And we'd love to talk to you more about that. But why HCI now, and what do we see in terms of trends leading to HCI? We see a growing of the hybrid and edge workloads. And so as we move to compute, toward cloud computing, a lot of these environments are leading to more of a hybrid infrastructure as these projects tend to take a lot of time, and we end up with the hybrid environments. We talk about hardware end of life and aging infrastructure. If you do seek to have a server refresh, you may seek to look at newer technologies, which may help to keep you more secure going forward. And that includes things like ransomware and data breaches. You want to be able to protect yourself from those, but also recover if and when they do happen. We see a rising cost from VMware licensing shift as Broadcom has taken over support for VMware. And so that uncertain environment is leading people toward new ways of computing. Now, as we talk about a traditional versus a modern architecture here, legacy ends up being a bit complex with individual devices, very siloed. It ends up being hard to scale. Eventually, the workers cannot keep up. But HCI itself is software defined. It is very easily scalable, secure, and with centralized management, it makes it very easy to set up these remote offices, as an example. Security is not embedded. Security is embedded. This is not bolted on. So this is a solution that is zero trust from the core, and we're happy to help have that discussion with you. Now, as we look at our various hypervisor solutions here, Proxmox is the open source solution with Zettabyte file system for snapshots, rollback, and native backup. We do have built-in firewall here with multi-factor authentication support. This is open source, and we've got great API and command line accessibility, and Ceph for shared distribution storage and fault-tolerant storage in that sense. We mentioned Hyper-V, seamless integration with Active Directory and Microsoft services, things like BitLocker encryption and VSS backup, Microsoft Defender and compliance tools, ideal for the Windows Server and Azure users and Enter users as we move on with Microsoft services. Now, looking at vertical use cases, we've got a couple of examples here going throughout, starting on the left side, looking at more of this is what we've seen in the industry, but looking at government, local, and national, this could be an on-premise compliance play with meeting CGIS and NIST and GDPR type of compliance requests. We see the need for identity federation and disaster recovery, all which we can provide very easily through the HCI Fabulix solution. We work well with education. Here we see a use case of 5 isolated Proxmox nodes. Again, open source, much more reliable solution for getting away from the dedicated Microsoft environment, seeking to secure student data. We do see a lot of healthcare plays here. The idea of ransomware rollback taking place in 30 minutes via these snapshots and backups. So again, the idea of protecting yourself, but if it were to happen, you have a very, very quick recovery time. We see the idea of retail with their separated four-wall environments where we might have 20 edge sites deployed in a very short amount of time here, 2 weeks, via this unified cloud manager, which you can stand up day one and then build on incrementally. And that leads us to the key benefits of an HCI solution across verticals. We see data integration across channels, this being edge, cloud, on-premise, into a centralized, highly available platform. We do see security at scale, and as industries become more data-driven, the HCI solution offers a unified platform for enforcing security policies across centralized data centers, remote offices, and edge environments. We do see the need for disaster recovery and business continuity. These environments are designed to ensure that business critical data is protected against the integrated disaster recovery and failover capabilities across all locations. And then we have the idea of automation and data analytics. HCI integrates with modern analytics and AI tools, enabling this automation across business processes and data-driven insights for better decision making. Now, as we talk about Fabulix data backup and disaster recovery, these are snapshot-based backup and recovery tools and replication to remote or public cloud of your choice, whether that be the Fabulix fabric or up into an AWS type of environment or Azure environment. And we see these policy-driven cloud federation and disaster recovery planning built in and ready from day one. Now we have this built-in security architecture where we see east-west firewalls and segmentation for networking, these virtual machine isolation, secure APIs, and immutable storage being very important for integrity. We see multi-factor authentication, ready on-demand audit logs, and role-based access built in. HCI does seem to it wants to simplify the idea of cost and licensing. So as we talk about transparent pricing, there's no per core or per virtual machine model with the Fabulix HCI platform. We do support, again, the open source and Microsoft models for whichever meets your business needs. And we scale only as needed based on your business needs. Getting started is as easy as having a free infrastructure assessment conversation with IS Squared, choosing a platform and deployment services, which we will help with a guided rollout. And we talk about why Fabulix. This is a full stack, secure, hyper-converged infrastructure platform. You have the choice open source, Microsoft, and we're very centralized, cloud ready, with zero trust in mind. So in conclusion here, as we're getting to the end, we'll take some questions. So the future is very data-driven and identity-centric. And Fabulix does empower organizations to secure, scale, and simplify infrastructure across these cloud infrastructures, the core and the edge. Fabulix unifies HCI, the integrated security, identity, and trust built in. We are edge-ready, cloud-connected, and hybrid native, with zero trust by design and resilience by architecture. From small, medium business to governments and global enterprises, we deliver real outcomes, reduced complexity, accelerated digital transformation, and strengthened data protection and compliance. So thanks so much for joining us today. Welcome to take questions if you have any. Again, my name is Adam Tiffany. I do mean to provide more content to you in the future, so please tune in. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for joining our webinar series. If you want to know more, visit our website at fabulix.com or email us at sales@is2inc.com.